again and welcome back to another session of Commerce class with me, Suman Rathore. Students, small business enterprises are present in all the countries of the world and plays a very important role in the balanced development of the country. Now, such enterprises are owned and managed by a single person or a small group of persons. But whether a business enterprise is a small business enterprise is determined on the basis of various factors. Like first is capital investment in plant and machinery. Second is volume of output. Third is number of persons employed. And fourth is power consumption in business activities. Generally, small business enterprises uses labor-intensive techniques of production and makes optimum utilization of local resources. And there are mainly 8 categories of small business enterprises in India, which we will discuss later in this video. But now, first, let's understand the basic characteristic of small business enterprises in India. And the very first characteristic is personal character. Now, personal character is an outstanding feature of small business. A small business enterprise is generally owned by a single entrepreneur or a small group of persons, and in most of the cases, it proves to be the reflection of dreams and desires of the owners. Next is independent management. Now, management in small business is independent in the sense that the owners themselves act as managers. They are not subject to any other supervision. Owners run the enterprise independently with their own skill and judgment. As such, success of these enterprises depends upon the initiative, skills, and judgment of the owners. And the management structure is also very simple, as the number of employees is limited. Next is limited investment. Small business enterprises produces goods and services on a small scale. As such, a small business enterprise requires relatively less capital investment, which is provided by the owners through own resources and borrowings. Capital investment is comparatively small because it does not employ highly mechanized means of production. The techniques of production are quite simple and labor intensive. Next is simple technology. Now, labor is the primary input in small business enterprises. Small business enterprises are generally labor intensive. The machinery and the equipment used are not very sophisticated and they are generally operated manually. Amount of working capital is generally bigger than the fixed capital, which indicates their labor intensity. Next is local area of operations. A small business enterprise depends largely on local resources and its area of operations are localized. It operates in a compact area and there is local touch between the employer and the employees. However, the products of small business enterprises are exported all over the world. Now, the main categories of small business enterprises in India are first, small-scale industries. A small-scale industrial enterprise is one in which investment in plant and machinery does not exceed Rs 5 crore. However, in case of such enterprises, the main thrust is on export promotion and modernization. For example, carpet making industries in Panipat or hosiery industries in Ludhiana. Next is ancillary industrial unit. Now, ancillary industrial unit is one in which investment in plant and machinery is not more than Rs 1 crore and it must supply not less than 50% of its output to parent industry, which includes parts, components, sub-assemblies and intermediate products for the parent unit. Next is export-oriented units. Now, export-oriented units are the one in which investment in plant and machinery does not exceed rupees 1 crore, but they have to export more than 50% of their output. Next is tiny enterprise. Now a tiny unit is an enterprise having investment in plant and machinery of not more than rupees 25 lakhs, and there is no limit as to their location. Then next is micro business enterprise. Now in this enterprise, investment in plant and machinery does not exceed rupees 1 lakh, and generally they take small loan for starting their business operations. Next is village industry. Now as the name suggests, such industries are located in rural area and produces goods with or without power, and the investment limit is up to rupees 50,000. Next is small scale industries owned by women. Now this is a unit in which women have not less than 51% of share capital, and they avail several concessions offered by the government. For example, low rates of interest on loans. And last is agro-based industries. Now again, as the name suggests, these industries produce agricultural products and supply agricultural inputs to others. So now we can say that small business enterprises are the enterprises which are owned and managed by a single person or a small group of persons with limited investment, simple technology and local area of operation. That's all for today. Thanks for staying in tune and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you and goodbye for now.